Senko. Again, the Battle of Roamers natin talagang andyan lang din talaga para umalalay. And Imba DJ keep ginawa niya onto the early yung game number 2 natin. So
yes.
Ayun. Hintayin na lang din natin.
Exactly. And most to represent themselves in the next game. Is Cyberknights going to continue on their aggressive play? Taking new rotations or something new? Kasi game 3. This is the game that decides whether you win this series or not. So this is the eliminations match, double eliminations tournament. So of course, even if risks, they can also make. Syempre, these are teams that we don't see as often. So this is the perfect platform. Acadarina has given us the perfect platform to be able to shine. Wow. To be able to bring out the best in each one. Now, of course, while we are having the best gameplays, ano pa bang the best dito sa tournament na to, Gio?
Syempre, the best thing about this is presented by Globe Prepaid and powered by LogitechG. And syempre, this broadcast is brought to you by Valiant Esports. And one of the best things, Tito, is, again, our prize pool, our tournament, our league. This is the Alliance Games Split 2. And again, this is, or Acad Arena has been tagged as the UAAP of esports. So, just hold, kumbaga, antayin na lang din natin. Wala na lang na din tayo. Pero, ayun. Mukhang tuloy-tuloy lang din.
Yes, and exactly. Of course, syempre naman, now that we know how amazing Acadarina is, I want to ask you if you want to bring esports to your school because the Acadarina Alliance program is here for you. Alliance member clubs get access to the Alliance games, mentorship, and even support. Learn how to join the Alliance today at acadarena.com/alliance and get updates by liking and following Acadarina on fb.com/acadarena.gg. Again, that's fb.com/acadarena.gg.
Ayan, and also, plug na din natin yung mga sarili. We would like to take this opportunity na rin to thank everyone. Grabe, talagang nagpapaalam na yata. Pero yun, again, my name is Gio and yung kasama ko ngayon is si Wowzy. You may follow us in our socials. But then again, follow na din 3. Lahat ng mga fans ng Balanghai Esports and Cyberknights, kailangan nyo ng mag-ingay dahil yung suporta nyo ang pwedeng magbigay ng malaking factor dito sa ating game number 3. At kung sinong mananalo dito ay magkakaroon ng advantage lalong-lalo na sa ating tournament. And again, this is the game number 3 between the team of Balanghai Esports versus the team of Cyberknights. And man oh man, I think we should expect the things na, kumbaga, mag-step up na lahat ng ating mga players.
They are setting up and I'm certain that ngayon they're trying to just mentally, alam mo yung, they're trying to calculate each one using their mini aggressions, using their pokes. Papalag ba to? Hindi ba to papalag? Is this my time? Not yet my time. It's a 2-minute mark and it's a 0-0 score. Core. It's a calm match we have right now, Gio.
Yeah, indeed. Very calm match for these two teams. But we have, surprisingly, a glue pala dito sa ating draft. No? This is very surprising dahil glue is not, hindi natin masyado napapansin onto the meta right now. But he is very good in terms of team fight potential dahil pwede niyang ma-zone out yung mga members. Or pwede siya mag-focus ng mga member zone. But speaking of zoning out, champion right now with those bola-bola lang din na ginagawa. Takas si Kuya Senku dito, soaking up the damage na meron ang Cyberknights.
Blue is one of the makulit heroes, especially with its split. So now that we have seen na may glue pala dito na sasama sa ating Lilia as it moves around in this matchup, there is aggression there shown by Uizis, and of course, perfect positioning there by the Grox barrier.
Indeed. Perfect positioning for these two teams. Still, maingat itong mga maingat yung mga players natin kasi kumbaga isang pagkakamali lang pwede na magkaroon ng ng difference dito in terms of gold, in terms of kill score, and at the same time in terms of the overall gameplay. So both of these teams need to plan carefully sa lahat ng mga executions nila. Cyberknights still could go for that mas mabilis na response since itong Esmeralda with the mobility na rin ng kanyang first skill, so makakapagsama siya agad. Pero ayun na nga, speaking of that one, that Fatal Links connecting to the two members, pero Black Shoes lang din. Just to negate that setup na pwedeng gawin ng Cyberknights dito, and walang nakuha surprisingly ang mga kabalyero in that team fight.
And we're seeing there the early burst potential of Lilia is really helping them. They were able to pick off specifically Imba DJ, who is one of the players that we always look forward to. So we're gonna consider this as a possible attempt to delay that lead that Imba DJ is trying to get. Now, while they are setting up on the turtle, they're going to have to consider Gio.
Yeah,
Anong gagawin ni
Persicon? To consider this one, as Oasis right now would like to try to contest that one. But again, yung split na manggagaling dito sa ating glue, yun ngayon na magiging difference maker as Persephone will slay this Zero right now, which is the core player for Cyberknights. Medyo hindi nagiging effective ito sa kanila dahil nagiging delikado pa yung mga engagements or pagpasok na ginagawa. Pero si Fesco, surprisingly, gets that kill doon sa may bandang ibaba, and now he is running for his life. Nako, talagang binibait out lang din at nagbabay time para makatakas na lang din. Pero ayun na nga, talagang gusto lang din mag-disrupt talaga. And yun, si Zero pa ang dinidisrupt niya. Nako, delikado ang buhay dito ng champion right now with those shadow energy. Yun ang papatay sa kanya. Zero right now having a hard time in forming his jungle mid. Then again,
interesting match. Yeah. Interesting matchup we have here. Si Persephone na playmaker nating Esmeralda ngayon. Pinapakita ni Jupet na siya din ay malupet mag-Esmeralda. And now we're seeing a 1v1 clash up while may nangyayari sa mid.
Yeah, indeed. Those shadow energy ngayon ang talaga nagde-deal ng massive damage. And this is the good thing about the Lilia. Very effective yung lalong-lalo na kung maraming mga melee. Kayang-kaya niya mag-deal ng damage. Talagang nilulure lang niya. Hindi mo minsan napapansin niya. Bigla-bigla na lang putok yung mga shadow energy niya doon. And with that being said, talagang ayun, Balanghai Esports, they're on the lead, surprisingly. Or I mean, it's not surprising pala, rather. They're on a lead here dahil na rin dun sa mga ginagawa ni Senko. So, kung pagbabasehan natin, Senko muna ang lamang ngayon.
If you saw it happened twice in the mid lane, I mean in the bottom lane, you actually see na kulang pa yung damage na nadideal ni Imba DJ. It's always enough to make Lanaya get away alive. Which is interesting because now they're trying to set up for a turtle in the bot lane because they're trying to get this gold turtle, this gold source into their hand.
Yeah, indeed. Nako, Cyberknights setting up a play. Pesco with that fatal links connecting to the two members, but crossbow of Tang has been used. Lanaya still gets the kill. Imba DJ right now. Pero andun pa rin, buhay pa rin si Lanaya dito. Hindi pa rin siya nagpapatinag, but then si DJ with those Imba kills, nakalusot siya doon sa may bandang pattern. He will get that double kill. Nako, that is a 3-2 trade. Still in favor of Cyberknights, no? Kahit talagang nadehado sila on that team fight.
But right now, the gold lead is actually about 1K and 600 on the side of Balanghai Esports. May nangyari sa bot lane, Imba DJ is being chased.
Indeed, Imba DJ right now. Siya ngayon yung kumbaga, nakakuha na siya sabihin. Pwedeng maulit yung nangyari doon sa ating game number 3. Looking at the items right now, ayun, silipin lang din natin. I think meron na rin itong, ayun, corrosion sight and that demon hunter sword. So this means na sobrang mobile na yan as a hero. And at the same time, talagang pagta-tiger face niya is napakabilis na yun. Kayang-kaya niya na mag-outplay ng mga kill. And speaking of outplay, mukhang na-outplay na nga din. Dito si Choco Maelo, dito sa may bandang gitna. And Imba, DJ, hindi niya alam na nandito yung Atlas natin. Although nakita pala sila on that one. And still, Cyberknights on the lead pa rin naman.
And Cyberknights is maximizing their leads. They're trying to create space on the top lane.
Ooh, that was... Nako, a crossbow of Tang ngayon. That was a turnaround pa rin. Kaso, walang malakas laban sa apat. And Champion showing his wide pull. Napapagana niya itong kanyang Lilia. And ayun pa, talagang aggressive lang din kung pumira yung mga miyembro ng Balanghai. As Cyberknights still trailing pa rin doon sa damage na binibigay nila. But Imba DJ, still wala pa rin dito. Pwede pumasok itong ating Esmeralda, pero kakatok na rin muna ang Balanghai sa ating Lord.
Yes, and Lilia is doing it for Balanghai right now. The surprise factor, yun na nga, Gio. Every time Lilia comes in, parang nagkaka-separate yung members ng ating Cyberknights. They don't know saan sila iilag.
Saglit.
And while that's going on...
Nako, meron pwedeng mangyari dito. Tingnan mo naman yung damage ng mga members ng Cyberknights. Talagang papatong pa yata si Champion dito. But then, yung Black Shoes lang din na magliligtas sa kanya. Pero ayun, mukhang namatay pa nga dito si Imba DJ and naiwan si Jupet. Nako, Jupet, takbo hanggang may lupa. Pero mukhang wala ka nang tatakbohin dahil andito na si Oziz with those knockout strike. Pero makakatakas pa, surprisingly, mobile ng hero na to. And by oh my, this is still ang lupet dito ni Jupet. Yun na nga yung tama yun pala yung napag-usapan natin kahapon, no, yung pagkalupit dito ni Jupet. Speaking of malupit, saglit lang, mukhang wala nakakaalam kung nasa ng pwesto dito ni Zero. Trust na lang din muna dahil gusto mo nang mag-reset ng Balanghai Esports before they engage into a team fight. Lord natin nangangatok doon sa may bandang itaas, but Imba DJ with the crossbow of Tang doon kay Champion, pero he will survive. But then again, yung Fatal X connecting dito sa ating Grok. Siya ngayon ang mapupunteriya, kasama na rin itong si Oziz, but the triple kill coming in from Zero pre. May bawi na naman na gagawin ng Cyberknight at mukhang tatagal pa itong ating laro.
Yes, and you have to consider one thing here. Nakita mo ba yung positioning ni Persephone doon? To some extent, during the startup of that clash, we can actually see that was good decision making. Kasi alam niya hindi pa basag yung kanilang bot lane, so kanyang pinarsu. But that actually cost them enough na kulang -1 sila sa clash na yun. Yes.
Grabe naman yung mga endless shard doon na binato dito ni Zero. Ang kaso, saktong-sakto yung Wind of Nature na binigay dito ng Niin Lanaya. And he will still survive and he will get Imba DJ on that encounter. And Cyberknights, nako, ito yung mga errors na kailangan i-prevent as Balanghai Esports right now with the setup play, Senku with the wild charge. Pero ayun, fatal links doon sa ere. Pinalipad dito si Persephone at mukhang napasabay siya at mukhang pinatay na din siya ng mga kabalyero. 4v5 situation. Medyo delikado pa rin ang buhay ng Balanghai Esports even if lamang sila. But si Fesco na-force out yung flicker niya dito dahil na rin sa Guardian's Barrier na binato dito ng ating Grok.
Both teams playing in aggression right now while we anticipate the rise of the Lord in the bot lane side in about 30 seconds, a little over 30 seconds. Imba DJ dito, pinupulis, sinasamahan ng tig-2 members ng kanyang team just to be certain na hindi siya ma-pick off while something's going on in the bot lane. Poke lang pala yun. And magbaback lang siya.
No? And mag-back away na lang din muna yung mga Balanghai Esports.
Yes.
Looking at the game right now, this is still a very close game. Almost 1,000 gold lead lang ang kalamangan ng Balanghai Esports. And even if they have those additional 2 kills, it's still even pa rin kasi si Zero, napakalakas na ng damage ng endless shard niya. Sabihin, kapag naiwan bigla sila Naya, mukhang siya ang pwedeng maparusahan. Pero speaking of parusahan ngayon sa Senko ngayon na mapapalipad. Nako, nagsunod-sunod yung mga fatal links and yung crossbow lang. And Imba DJ will get that double kill. Pero si Persephone gusto pa rin bumawi. Andun yung kanyang split-split. Napakakunat pero walang makunat doon sa mga 4 na miyembro. 3 ang wala ngayon sa Balanghai Esports. And Cyberknights right now with the turnaround of events. And sila ngayon yata ang maghahabol dito dahil yung Lord na secure na nila.
Positioning ang naging key factor ng clash na yon. If you saw it, 3 members of Balanghai Esports were on the front end of the Lord, while 2 members were trying to set up a backdoor, trying to set up a gulat factor sa likod, pero 5 members of EK of the Cyberknights focus fired on 3 members, and that eventually, of course, led to 3 members falling down on the side of Balanghai.
Nako, speaking of tumumba, Imba DJ, here comes the team of Cyberknights, but Champion still looking to get the kill. Pero yung fatal links natin, kukonect na doon, and triple kill for Imba DJ. Grabe, Cyberknights. Hindi natin inasahan, andito na yung pagbawi nila. As yung Lord natin mukhang mangangalampag na, Pesco pa rin gustong dumepensa, sila Naya ngayon ang matitira. Samahan mo na rin dito si Persephone. Pero yung Lord natin nagmamarcha na at mukhang ide-diretso na yata ng Cyberknights. Madedehado sila at mananalo pa nga. What a reverse sweep for Cyberknights. And they will get the game number 3.
Victory! Yes! Nakita natin the monster of that game, I must say, is Imba DJ. Imba DJ with that 1-1. You have to give it to him. Imba DJ always catching the right members, and yung damage niya at that point of the game, I believe that was 14 minutes portion of that matchup. Imba DJ was enabled enough to be able to just chip his way to the lives of the members of Balanghai Esports. That's a 2-for-1 win on the side of the Cyberknights.
Grabe, what a reverse sweep na ginawa ng mga kabalyero mula sa kolehiyo ng San Juan de Letran. And pinakita nila na hindi lang sila basta-basta as a team, nagkamali man sila dito sa ating game number 1, but they redeemed themselves onto the game number 2 and to the game number 3. And grabe, Imba DJ, talagang Imba kung maglaro dito. And my oh my, this is a good series. This is the best series so far sa mga sa mga na-live natin dalawa. Pero again, Cyberknights still that fighting spirit na meron sila, very commendable. And I think talagang it would be kumbaga medyo nakakalungkot for Balanghai Esports, but they are also a strong team. Babawiin nila to surely sa ating lower bracket. So hindi pa tapos yung journey nila. And sa lahat ng mga supporters nila, please do support them dahil kailangan nila coming in to our group stages, and sana makita natin yung dalawang team to.
I just have to put it out there though, we cannot tap out these two teams from these tournaments. Both teams showed their best, and really their best translated. We saw it especially in game 2. They both have what it takes to be in this tournament. So props to Balanghai Esports. Congratulations to the Cyberknights. Now, at this juncture, I would like to request, kasi may nakita na akong mga comments, we have to give the community a little bit, respectful tayo dito. As much as we respect the skill set, as much as we respect the amazing gameplays of the players, we have to respect each other, all diverse members of this community, diba? Yes. And both teams gave it their all. So, kami rin, giving it our all, we're gonna take a break, diba, Gio?
Mag-break time na din muna tayo as we would proceed into our next series. Again, this is the battle of San Agustin Golden Eagles Esports versus the team of Mustang Esports. So parehas na Visayas or Vismin region. So this is sobrang kapanapanabik dahil mga Bisaya ngayon yung maglalaro sa atin. Ayun, mag-ingay. Bisaya represent. Or I mean mga ating community there ng ating MLB. Keep supporting our teams. And again, This has been Gio and Wowzy, and we will be right back.
See you in the next bit.
Are you ready to get good? Enter Globe Gamer Grounds, your gateway to good gaming. Enjoy hundreds of open tournaments and earn points and rewards every time you play. Register for free at globegamergrounds.com.
What I want. This is what I want. What I want. This is what I want. That thing, that bling, that thing that makes me cool like crazy. Makes me cool like crazy. Makes me cool like crazy. Let me break it down. It's a material world. Show me what you got. I hope you came prepared right there. If you give me the thing that I want, wanna get that thing, that beat, that makes me cool like crazy. That's that desire, that's lit. No if, no buts, no maybes. It's what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. What I want. This is what I want. That thing, that bling, that thing that makes me cool like crazy.
Are you ready to get good? Enter Globe Gamer Grounds, your gateway to good gaming. Enjoy hundreds of open tournaments and earn points and rewards every time you play. Register for free at globegamergrounds.com.
What I want. This is what I want. What I want. This is what I want. That thing, that thing, that thing that makes me cool like crazy. Makes me cool like crazy. Makes me cool like crazy. Let me break it down. It's a material world. Show me what you got. I hope you came prepared right there. If you give me the thing that I want, wanna get that thing, that X that makes me cool like crazy. That's that, this that, that's lit. No if, no buts, no maybes. It's what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. What I want. This is what I want. That thing, that thing, that thing that makes me cool like crazy.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to Akad Arena's Alliance Game Split 2 2022 presented by Globe Prepaid and powered by LogitechG. And syempre, this broadcast is brought to you by Valiant Esports. We have seen the last two series natin na sobrang naging dikit, sobrang naging explosive, and umabot sila pareho ng ating game number 3. So, the schools competing here right now, talagang pinapakita lang na halos lahat is magagaling. Yung skill level is there, the mechanical skill is there, and at the same time, yung kumbaga teamwork na nabuo nila since they are from the same school, representing their school actually, hindi na nilet down yung sarili nila and ayun, yung organization nila.
Dalawang game 3 na tayo, Gio. I'm excited to see what's in store for us in this third best of 3 series for the day. This is going to be between Sage Veritas ng University of San Agustin and Mustang Aeros from STI West Negros University. Both teams from Visayas.
Yun. Both teams right now are from Visayas. Ayan, sa lahat ng mga natin, Visayas represent, guys. Mag-ingay po tayo sa ating comment section and feel free to share our stream. Again, the Sage Veritas. I know, meron na akong mga, kumbaga, narinig dito sa Sage Veritas. I know they have been a champion before sa ating National Campus Open back then. So, I think talaga mapapatunayan nila sarili nila dito, and tingin ko this is the team to watch as well with their new roster.
Both organizations, San Agustin Golden Eagle Esports and Mustang Esports, are definitely bringing us the best of the best from their schools and from their regions. So sana nga ma-enjoy natin, especially na Fanny ang kanilang naunang napiling i-ban.
Hindi, the Fanny ngayon has been banned into this draft. Ibig sabihin lang nun, may idea sila na yung Mustang Aeros dito is kumbaga over-aggressive. Probably they could have scouted this one kasi kumbaga before our tournament, we make sure that Akad Arena provides those information na rin if in case na gusto natin magkaroon ng mga scoutings and yung mga planning. Syempre, even if sobrang dami ng mga nag-register and sobrang palaisipan yung mga teams natin, kumbaga kailangan pa rin pag-aralin yung mga matchup nila. But speaking of aralin, mukhang they would teach us how to use this Tigi in his debut match. Sage Veritas right now with the Diga pick.
Inantay ko to, nakikita ko to in outside tournaments, nagagamit to sa RG. It's something that actually makes this meta unique. It's that Digi playmaker. And of course, one of the best things na kanilang palaging pinipare would be an Atlas. Pero syempre, Mustang Aeros locks in a Paquito Faramis lineup.
Yeah, indeed, the Faramis and the Paquito. This is a good answer to this Digi pick kasi kumbaga pwedeng manigate yung hindi makakapag-setup play agad-agad yung mga Mustang Aeros, but then again, meron pangalawang buhay na ibibigay yung cult altar nila dito. So basically, na pwedeng mag-lure or pwedeng i-bait out yung mga skills, especially the time's journey of the Digi before they engage to the actual team fight.
Yung time's journey kasi ng Digi, it's something instant eh. Kailangan mo siya timing. But what timing can you find if it's the Faramis na dalawa yung timing? Nakakabigay siya ng second chance sa kanyang team through the cult altar. And that's a D-Roth lock on the side of Mustang Aeros, and the two additional bans would be the Claude and the Bruno. Gold lane. So we have Melissa is still open. Who knows? They might decide to pick the 1-1, which we saw several teams have been enabled by that hero in the last matchup. But then 1-1 nga.
1-1 pick for Mustang Aeros. That is a good answer considering na kumbaga highly mobile din yung mga heroes ng Sage Veritas dito. So picking that 1-1 will compensate dahil yun, mobility wise lamang pa rin siya, but then ito ang nagiging sagot mostly doon sa mga squishy na gold laners, that Farsa being capitalized by Sage Veritas.
And then stats wise, palagi pag may Farsa, kumukuha ng Eve. Pero hindi, they want to get the Faramis on a support end and actually get a Franco na panggulo, which is also a good thing kasi Farsa is one of the heroes na static. He has to be standing throughout the game. Whereas, if you take on a Franco, ang dali na niya i-hook kasi of course it's a standing hero.
And at the same time, with those hooks, pwedeng mag-lure agad na magamit yung time's journey. Then again, syempre bago tayo magsimula, nais ko lang din i-plug. Yan, yung TikTok ng Akad Arena. Follow us on TikTok for awesome student gamer content. Visit esports.akadarena.com for news, players, stories, and more about the Alliance games. Use the hashtags AllG and not just play and tag Akad Arena for your post on social media.
Sana naman, let's tag Akad Arena and show them how much we're enjoying these Alliance games split to 2022. Alam mo, the most interesting thing about this
game number 1, Sage Veritas versus the team of Mustang Aeros. And syempre, bago tayo magsimula, let us introduce our players. Pero bago yan, saglit, mukhang may hook na manggagaling dito agad-agad panimula. Na manggagaling kay Ricky Maru. And ayun, proceed na rin nga tayo sa pag-introduce ng mga players natin. Yung will be using this Digi Roamer versus with the Esmeralda, Shinro with the Balmond, Hero ngayon with the Farsa, and syempre si Xavier with the Melissa.
Yes, and we have Rigel as the Faramis, Riven as the Paquito, is that Kurumi as the Deros, Yakuya as the 1-1, and of course, Rekimaru as the Enabling Franco.
Yun. Franco versus the Digi matchup. This is a very interesting story. Makikita natin kung sino ang pinakamagaling magprotekta. Will it be this Digi na may damage na rin? Kita mo yung mga time bombs niyan, napakasakit yan. Lalong-lalo na naka-impure rage siya dito. So basically, pokes kung pokes talaga, lalamang ang Sage into the early game. Kumbaga, na din ang ating turtle. And syempre, bago mangyari yun, may clash na muna na mangyayari dito sa may bandang ibaba. Shinror ngayon, running for his life. But then, that save coming in from those members, andun pa rin yung Digi natin dito. And poke out and zone out the members of Sage. But here comes the falling, or I mean the ultimate of this Farsa. Nako, Time's Journey, na-proc na lang din. Pero si Verse pa rin, nandito pa rin. Shinror, mukhang pupukulan sana ng lethal counter itong mga miyembro nilang kaso na takas na.
Nakita natin, these teams, buhusan ng skills yung type nila. It's like 4 members of each team going there and parang paramihan na lang and paunahan maubusan ng skills. While Sage, actually, Shinror of Sage secures that turtle. And now, titignan natin ang kanilang positioning in the map. We have to consider 1-2-2 po ang ating positioning na napili ng ating Sage Veritas. Whereas, nakita mo, 1-3-1 yung ginagawa ng ating MST at this 3-minute point of the matchup.
This is the nice one baby meta na usually na nakikita natin. Aalagaan yung gold din hanggang sa tumaba. Pero speaking of tumaba mo, ang pinukol na rin itong ating Franco with that Farsa skill. And with that one, mukhang si Xavier ngayon, nako, medyo naiwan siya doon sa may bandang gilid. And he will fall down into the hands of Yakuya.
In that clash, we are able to see bakit highly contested ang ating Faramis in this matchup. We're seeing that yung Cult Altar niya really gives 2 lives. And even if 3-2 yung clash na yon, we actually saw that 3-2 yung clash na yon, we actually saw that lumabang pa yung Faramis because of the Cult Altar, yung dalawa rather.
Yun yung sinasabi ko kumbaga, nagiging pang-bait out yung skill na yun, that Cult Altar. Kumbaga, nagdadalawang isip yung mga miyembro ng Sage if they would go, if they would initiate a team fight knowing na Faramis has, kumbaga, has got their back. And with that one, still Sage Veritas, you can, kumbaga, pwede pa nilang ma-utilize more itong lineup to kapag pumunta na rin tayo sa ating mid-game wherein yung Digi will be all over the map. And at the same time, itong nasa-shutdown nila agad-agad yung mga squishy members knowing na masakit din nga yung mga time bombs dito ng isang Digi. But on the flip side naman, for Mustang Aeros, if they are successful on those iron hooks na binibigay dito ng isang Franco, samahan mo na rin ng mga follow-up damage ng ibang miyembro nila, then they could go for that comeback story. Yes lamang ngayon dito ang Sage Veritas with in terms of gold because they got those objectives on the early stages of our game, but we cannot deny the fact that Mustang Aeros lineup is still viable coming into the late game.
Especially, we have to consider that at this point of the game, hindi pa nagagamit masyado yung Digi. I mean, of course, it has a second skill as the leash, but then the Time's Journey, tipid pa siya na ginagamit, especially na mahaba po ang ating cooldown, in fact that. Whereas, dun sa kabilang side naman, you have to consider na kailangan pa din, nagbibuild pa din ng items for damage. Pero at makikita natin, yung last clash natin actually, yung lumamang doon is, of course, Sage because lumamang yung Sage gold-wise, but of course, yung na-pick off there was actually Mustang's Melissa when they tried to force in front of the Colt Artar. Yes.
Ayan.
And considering these two members of the teams, we actually like to give a shout out to their respective organizations.
Ayun.
Specifically Sage Veritas and the San Agustin Golden Eagle Esports. Oh, mga
Ayun.
matanglawin to.
Mga
And of
matanglawin, sumigaw.
Yes. And of course, we have Mustang Aeros, Mustang Esports. Oh, di ba?
Parang ito yung
bull.
labanan ng Agila at ng
Agila
mga ano ba Tagalog ng
Hindi ko alam.
hindi natin alam kung anong Tagalog nun, pero ang alam natin dito is tumumba si Shin Roar. Mukhang naparoar na nga rin agad yung or nag-roar na din yung bull dito ng Mustang Esports. Then again, still onto the bottom lane, that feather airstrike connecting to the members of MST will be effective in order to kill them one. But first, with that execution na rin, nagagawin niya sana, but Riven still survives on that one.
Riven survives on that one.
Nako.
And yes.
Hindi pa nga naging tapos 'yon dahil doon sa flicker iron hook na ginawa dito ng isang Franco.
Rekimaru is showing us how to use Franco. Pinapakitaan niya tayo ng malupitang hook there, which is actually really disrupting Sage at this point in time. I mean, imagine, na-commit niya yung kanyang time's journey that alone in that clash up. And of course, if you're Diggy, you want that in a team.
Yeah, you want that in your team. But Riven right now secure still. The turtle pero naipit with that go away. Pero nakalipad pa dito si Hayakuya. Iniisa yung mga miyembro nila. But Young, nako, the double kill and the triple kill from Hayakuya. Siya ngayon ang ng mga kills dito sa may bandang itaas. And mukhang yung Tori pa ang magiging susunod nilang mapupunteriya.
Hayakuya is doing it for MST. Hayakuya securing a triple kill there. Secures their gold lead to actually 700 lang pala ang ating gold lead at this 5-minute approaching 45 seconds of this matchup. That's a 4-9 score. Pero you have to consider, Gio, Sage is keeping up with the rotation of MST and it's really evident in the very low gold lead even if 5 yung kill difference sila.
Very dikit yung mga laban natin since nakaka-secure ng mga objectives dito ang Mustang Aeros. Talagang hindi nila hinahayaan na wala silang bawi onto those pickups na ginagawa ng Sage Veritas. But then again, mostly sila pa yung lumalamang. Pansinin natin doon sa may bandang itaas, mostly tamang alaga pa rin until our mid-game. Andun pa rin yung Diggy and the Franco to support our goldaners. But speaking of support, Hero right now would not be slain. Nagkulang doon yung damage na binigay dito ni Riven.
Yep. And Hero survives with a little bit of life. And now, may nangyari sa ating top lane, Gio.
Nako, on to the top lane naman. With go away coming in from this Melissa. Kaso hindi magiging sapat yun dahil yung cult altar dito na meron ang Mustang Esports will be enough to save their lives. But then Shinra with the lethal counter, pinukol yung malaking palakol doon sa ulo ni Xavier. And with that, lamang pa rin ang Mustang Aeros even if may mga pickups na nangyari. Since looking at this one, Hayakuya with the 5-0 KDA mo, ang gusto pa rin umamba. And Riven looking good with the 4-0-2 KDA naman, hindi naman siya magpapahuli doon sa ginagawang damage ng Mustang Aeros.
Hindi nakapag-check push agad si Diggy doon, kaya nahuli na bigla ang ating Farsa and of course falls down, and that allows Mustang Esports to create space and be able to safely take that turtle.
Ayun, nalaman na natin yung Tagalog ng bull. Toro
ano bang
pala.
bull? Toro!
Toro, oo. So this is
Okay.
ang labanan ng Agila laban sa
at
Toro. Parehas na kumbaga animal yung mga mga animals or yung mga hayop yung mga representations ng kanilang mga orgs. But speaking of that one,
Exactly.
pinapakita nila ang pag-roar ni Riven dito. Nakatakas na lang din si Hero with the wings by wings. But then again, ang mid lane naman yung gusto nilang punteriyahin as Mustang Esports would take another turn doon sa pwesto ng Sage Veritas.
Kaya pala lumilipad si Farsa kasi agila sila sa Sage.
Oh.
At kaya pala ang aggressive ni Riven kasi toro siya.
Toro siya. Pero nako, ang tinuro at sinagasaan pa ng rumaragas ang kamao itong mga miyembro ng Sage Veritas. Ngayon, atras na lang din sila dahil napagamit na rin ng ultimate dito si Savior, which is a good thing na rin para makaligtas siya on to that one. But 40 seconds on our game, we will see the next Lord. And let's see if Sage Veritas right now could contest this one. Nakita sila doon sa may bandang Gedli, pero ganun pa rin, wala pa rin casualty na mangyayari dito. That Iron Hook will not connect, but that reverse time will force this flicker na meron.
Alam ng Franco na the best shot he got is
Grabe.
And Hayakuya is caught off guard there, being taken down by 4 members of the side of Sage. Now, alam ng Franco, tama ang decision-making skills ng ating Franco ngayon. Picking the right targets, diba? The right targets from the side of Sage. Alam niya, only the squishy heroes. And yan yung inaantay habang may nangyari.
Habang may nangyayari nga dito, but Shinro still would get that Lord. But then again, yung mga miyembro dito ng Sage Veritas will fall back na lang din dahil wala na rin, or kumbaga napitas na rin dito ang kanilang roamer na si Yong. But this sets a breather for them since they got this Lord, which is kumbaga magbabay time para sa kanila in order to extend this team fight. But speaking of extend, mukhang napa-extend dito si Verse doon sa ating top lane. Verse right now running for his life, di pa rin sigurado dahil napabalik siya ng Shadow Stampede dito, and Hayakuya again will get the kill. 6-1 ang kanyang KDA, and he is the man of Aeros.
Yep. Medyo napalalim si Verse doon, and that actually negates the lead that their Lord has given them ngayon kasi there's only 4 members of them who are gonna have to try their best to maximize the potential that the distraction that the Lord is actually going to give Mustang Esports. So at this point, pinili nila na mag-farm na lang to be able to convert that Lord take into a gold difference, into an impact on their gold difference. And of course, at this 11-minute mark of the match, a 6-14 score, 1K lang po ang gold lead ng ating Mustang Esports, but we have to consider that 3 turrets are down for the side of Sage, and that's only 2 turrets down for the side of Mustang Esports. And
But then Sage Veritas right now looking to slay Kuromi onto the top lane, but that would not be enough as his mobility will still prevail on this one. Pero si Rikamaru, nako, may iwan yata dito sa may bandang Gedli, but Saver falls down in the hands of Kurumi. Pero hindi na nakita yun si Hayakuya ngayon. Hindi sa yung has this crossbow of tongue, but he chose not to use it. And ayun na nga, pinili na. Talagang hinok na pinagkakain ng mga pana at crossbow dito ang mga miyembro ng Sage Veritas. But then again,
the 3 members of Sage knew at that point that they were at the wrong place at the wrong time. They were sandwiched by 4 members of Mustang Esports, and all they could do was make an attempt to go home. Pero syempre, ang 4 mas malakas sa 3, and now that's gonna cost them few bars off their inhibitor mid turret.
Gusto ko lang palang i-add dito, mali pala tayo dun sa Toro. Ano pala yung mga andun na nga pala sa kanilang kanilang kabayo pala yung Mustang. So it's not a bull. So ayan, Mustang is kabayo. So again, yung matchup natin is ang agila at ang kabayo.
Agila at kabayo pala.
Oo, talagang yumaya, tigidig na lang din sila dito. But then again, kidding aside, mukhang sisigaw na rin itong ating lore bago magsimula ang ating mga clash dito. But then, Sage, sila ang unang nakanakaw ng ating kanina. MST looking to force this Lord. Hindi nila alam na nandito yung 3 miyembro ng Sage. But then that hook coming in from Rikamaru, mukhang mapipitas niya. At mukhang, kumbaga, mapupok niya lang din itong si Yong. But yung time's journey pa rin is nandito si Hero. Napakaganda ng kanyang pwesto. Riven still continuing this Lord. He doesn't know na nandun yung tatlong miyembro nila, but the conceal play na manggagaling from Sage while Verse casting his Falling Star Moon. Di mo nagagamitin at atras muna din. This is the battle of attrition. Talagang nag-uubusan lang ng pasensya itong mga miyembro na magkabilang kampo. Pero back away na lang din muna dahil mo magre-reset muna yung dalawang team na ito.
Great show of patience given by both teams there. They know that it is the discipline that's required to be able to win this Lord. And now, may nangyayari.
Mako, may mangyayari, Ricky Maru. Nako, Iron Hook not connecting, pero andun na yung mga miyembro nila. Would like to go, but Shinroar still secures that Lord. And ayun na nga yung crossbow. Ngayon, inubos yung mga miyembro nila. And Xavier ngayon, mukhang hindi na magsisave yung buhay niya. And MST, ito na ang pag-usbong ng mga kabayo sa base ng mga Agila for V1 situation. Verse is the only one left here. Will he defend this one? Maybe he cannot, but still, he is still tanky. He is still there. But the Abyssum Strike will not connect. And Hayakuya ngayon with the poke. Andito pa rin yung depensang Marino na ginagawa na Save USA, but the tower would be enough para tapusin ng mga kabayo itong game number 1.
Wow. You'll have to give that to Mustang Esports, of course, maximizing the lead that they got there after picking off several members of Sage Veritas. Wow. So, one thing you have to note talaga, the biggest enabler of that matchup was really the 1-1 ni Hayakuya. Hayakuya, tama ba ako? Ni Hayakuya. Hayakuya was able to find ways to farm around habang, of course, Sage got the early lead. But he was able to farm around and was able to, how do I say that? He was able to build the items that he needs to that extent and was able to pilot his team to victory, especially on that last crash.
And kumbaga pinatunayan niya lang dito na hindi niya na kailangan ng isang digi, hindi niya na kailangan ng isang utility support para tumaba. And kailangan niya lang is si Kuya or si Papa Franco. And with those hooks na ginagawa niya kanina, those initiations na ginagawa niya with that Flicker Bloody Hunt, yun na nagiging effective para sa Mustang Aeros. And we never expected this one. Sage Veritas got those objectives kanina. Shinroar, napakagaling niyang mag-retribution. Plus the lethal counter, laging napupunta sa kanila yung Lord. But aanhin mo pa yung Lord. Kumbaga, parang ano lang yan, aanhin mo, patay na ang kabayo, ganun. Pero, again, this is still Sage Veritas. Naging champions na rin sila doon sa mga past tournaments natin. May mga napatunayan na and hindi sila magpapatinag sa Mustang Aeros.
Especially that they knew their draft, they knew how to make it work, but they just have to make a little bit of tweaks to that right now in order to be able to really seal off the deal, because we've already seen them make it work in the startups of this matchup. They were able to secure that early lead. Medyo napabayaan lang siguro, let's put it that way, napabayaan yung 1-1, and the 1-1 was quite difficult to control, especially pag yung Tiger lumilipad.
Pag yung Tiger talaga lumilipad, talagang yun yung ano niya, yun yung inspiration niya. Yung Tiger pace siya, talaga nakakapag-grip walk magmula sa kumbaga mabilis lang siyang dumalaw doon sa mga team fights, mabilis siya makadalo. And at the same time, that 1-1 is always kumbaga present, but it's still onto the shot call of this roamer natin. Ako, yung nakitaan ko ng dito, kumbaga big factor talaga is yung Franco. Talagang binigyan niya ng magandang space itong 1-1 natin na makapag-farm. And yun yung kumbaga kailangan gawin ng mga teams natin, lalo na if yung team nila is more on gold lane centric lineup. Kumbaga kung papatabain nila yung gold laner nila para mag-lead doon sa pagkapanalo. And yun, Mustang Aeros did that thing and binawi nila itong sarili nila dito sa ating game number.
I love how you pointed that out. Especially yung shot call. Ayan, starting na tayo. For whoever made that shot call in that last clash sa my Lord area must give himself or herself a pat in the back because he was able to really lead his team to victory there with execution of patience and great decision-making skills.
Tama ka doon, no? Even if binigay nila dito yung Digi, hindi pa rin sila nagpatinag at nakontra yung lineup ng Sage Veritas. And again, we are now on to the second phase of our game number 2, Sage Veritas. Wow, kumbaga, respecting this Pakito kanina ni Riven.
Maybe it's also them trying to tell Mustang, we want to see something new as well. Because we know how our draft works, and we want to see, we don't want to see you do the same. Show us something different because gusto nilang pwestohan, let's just put it that way, pwestohan ng Mustang Aeros this time. Gusto nilang na sila ang magdidictate nitong matchup.
Yeah, and with that, syempre, again, this is the Alliance Games
Split
2, 2022. And this is presented by Globe Prepaid and also powered by LogitechG. If you want to buy or if you want quality gaming peripherals, ayan, there is Logitech to back you up. And also, syempre sa Globe natin, may mga promos din sila, which is the Go Plus 99, which provides a total of 16 gigabytes of data and yung additional na tawag dito, all-net text for 7 days. Talagang pang isang linggo na yung ibinibigay nila dito. At isang linggo din na iindahin kung sino ang matatalo man dito dahil mukhang kailangan nilang bawiin if in case na may bumabasa nila sa low.
And interestingly, you have to point it out there. I hindi ko alam if it was intentional, but Mustang decided to open one ban. And you have to point that out there. And hindi nila.
I think it would be a remake. Okay. So, magkakaroon tayo ng remake sa ating game and yun, mukhang nagkaroon lang ng technical thing. But then again, still, syempre, aayusin lang din para maging fair para sa both teams natin. And ayun.
Habang inaayos nila ang ating both teams, Gio, may mga nagtatanong na sa atin kung how was the matchups of the first 2 games. Now, to give a summary of anong nangyari, this is our 3rd series for the day. Of course, yung first series natin today was about BulSU Golden Gears versus Tech Solstice, kung saan 1-2 ang ating score. Tech Solstice got the win. How about game 2?
Ayan, for game number 2, it is the battle of I think the team of check natin sa ating
game 2
the
actually.
Balanghai Esports versus the team of Cyberknights. Balanghai Esports actually got the game number 1, but then yung mga kabalyero natin dito ang kumuha ng reverse sweep and they went for that games number 2 and 3 as a decider for them to proceed into the upper bracket.
Yep. And now we are at game 3. Syempre, this is going to be Sage Veritas from San Agustin Golden Eagle Esports versus Mustang Aeros from Mustang Esports. Both teams from Visayas, both teams hungry to win this second series. Syempre, nanalo na sa ating game 1 ang Mustang Aeros. So this is going to be the deciding game whether or not Sage Veritas is taking us to game 3. Ngayon, dalawang game 3 na tayo today, Gio. So stats-wise, it is highly likely that Sage Veritas is going to give us a buck here.
Anong tawag dito? Talagang ito yung opening match. Kasi lahat ng mga napakagaling na hindi natin inasa. Bigla-bigla na lang na super dikit yung mga game natin and ayun.
And you have
2 minutes.
Yes.
Yan.
So, tayo I think we're gonna take a break. If tama ba ako or are we waiting pala?
I think
And while waiting,
I think parang aantahin yata na muna natin. And
So
habang
while waiting,
Ayun.
tayo
Oo.
ay
Gusto ko munang
magkukwento.
gusto ko munang basahin yung comments to. Ang
Go.
daming mga supporters ng MST, marami din supporters
Mhm.
ng Sage. So, ayun. Sabi dito ni Grant Kelly Ramos, ayun, 2-0 na for Mustang Aeros. And, talagang support lang din ko support para dito sa mga Mustang Aeros. And ayun, meron daw dito, go, Baby Lance Abela. Wow. Oh,
Sana all my
napaka-support
baby.
game. Sana all my baby. Oh.
May baby ka ba, Gio?
Ay.
Wala tayo niyan eh.
Oo. Medyo looking for... Hindi, joke lang. Pabawal dito.
Wag
Baka
lang
hindi na tayo
sarili.
makapodcast. Hindi, joke
Pero,
lang.
yeah. Pero
Char lang
yes,
yun. Char lang yun.
considering
Pero meron tayo.
considering that, ang saya dito sa Cadarina Alliance. So, hindi kami looking for baby, pero we are looking for Alliance members. So, want to bring esports to your school? The Cadarina Alliance program is here for you. So, Alliance member clubs get access to the Alliance games, mentorship, and even support. Imagine yun. Learn how to join the Alliance today at acadarina.com/alliance and get updates by liking and following Acadarina on fb.com/acadarina.gg. Ayun,
And-
friends. Kung gusto nyo ng ka-alliance, join
Ayun.
us in Acadarina. I believe
Napakaganda
we are
naman ng
here.
napakagandang term nun. Kung gusto mo ng ka-alliance, sali
Diba?
ka na.
Sa amin ka
Ayan.
na.
Sa amin ka na. Pero speaking of sa amin, syempre, show your support na rin for Acad Arena. Yun, you may follow us on TikTok for awesome student gamer content. Visit esports.acadarena.com for news, players, stories, and more about the Alliance. Use the hashtags ALG and not just play and tag Acad Arena for your post on social media.
Yes, and while doing that, we are going to prepare for the banning stage of this Game 2 of this Best of 3 series. This is again Mustang Esports versus Sage Veritas. So Mustang Esports decides on a Masha ban, whereas Sage answers with a Pakito ban. Ayaw na nila ibigay yung Pakito that we've been seeing very often. Siguro this is the one of, if I'm not wrong, this is one of the most picked heroes for this tournament set.
So
Series
far, Pakito is very evident na rin doon sa mga last series na nakita natin kanina. So, this is the 8th game. So, nakakita na rin tayo ng kumbaga meta sa Alliance game. So, napansin na natin yung mga usual picks kanina. Meron na rin tayong mga debut matches. And ayun, for these two teams right now, same bans pa rin. But then, Sage Veritas, kumbaga respecting yung Pakito dito ni Riven. So, with that one, this opens up a lot of heroes. We have this Akai. We have this Digi pa rin, which is a viable pick. But Mustang Aeros will secure Hayakuyas 1-1. Bakit mo nga ba naman papalitan kung siya pa rin naman? Joke
It
lang.
works. It works. Ang 1-1 ni Hakuya, and of course, Sage Veritas decides, now, well, you can take what you like, but this time we're going to also take what we like. So now they are introducing a Claude to this matchup and locks in a Diroth for their XP lane. Sa cabinet.
Mukhang Claude and Zero Tagad. So, surprisingly, ito yung mga picks na hindi mo aasahan na if-first pick ng mga members or ipa-prioritize ng mga teams. So, Mustang Aeros right now went for an aggressive aggressive jungler, which is the Ling.
Amazing.
Debut match ng Ling natin dito.
Yeah, if you talk about the meta right now, it's leaning to really, aside from a burst aggressive type assassin, it's usually they prioritize on the sustain course, gaya ng Baldmon, gaya ng Akai. But it's interesting for us to see na Ling is their prioritized, and pinakita nila agad na Ling yung intention nila, which is not something most teams do, diba? If you go for a Ling, takot ka na maka-counter. They might get maybe a Kufra tank or something that can hold back your aggression. Pero sila they're confident na they can pave the way for a Ling.
And speaking of confidence, sa'yo na nga, pasok sa first 3 picks nila to. They could ban out those members na pwedeng mag-trap like that show. If meron tank, nagta-tank Cho for Sage Veritas, pwede lang kontrahin yun, diba? Since Cho is a very hard, kumbaga matchup on their end. But Mustang Aeros will stick to that Franco ban. So, basically, all out talaga yung magiging sila dito at hindi na binan yung mga pwedeng panggulo. Pwedeng gamitan nga ng Mustang Aeros. But Sage Veritas right now, again, with a sustain na jungler. The Barats. The debut match of this Barats.
And now you have to consider they are looking for a tank, possibly hovering on a graph there. And now they're looking for a mage. Gusto nila ng explosive heroes.
Oh.
Napapansin mo, Gio? They want the heroes that have yung parang bigla potential. Isang force.
Isang one hit ka lang.
Isang one hit ka lang, tama.
Wait.
Uy!
Again, Sage. This is very interesting.
Gusto ko to.
The debut match, ang daming nag-debut. Kumbaga, sulit na sulit yung pagpunta mo sa mga handaan dahil sa mga nagde-debut na heroes dito.
Yeah.
Estes would be picked by Sage Veritas. This is good kapag umabot sila ng late game. But in early game, an Estes is squishy and the Ling could actually burst this Estes down, but it will still boil down into the execution. Mustang Aeros, will they get this one? Would they be hyper-aggressive with their lineup? They have this clock? Or would they be, kumbaga, negating na rin yung pwedeng maging setup plays na gagawin ng Sage Veritas?
Sage is showing us what we got. They're showing us na, well, you must say, I mean, you saw na medyo nahirapan kami sa game 1, but we have more. We're going to show you more, and we're going to show you another side of us. Intention nila na biglain ang MST there. Now, the question would be, mabibigla ba ang MST?
Kaya nga, mabibigla ba ang MST o mabibigla tayo sa pwedeng gawin comeback at mag-proceed sa ating game number 3. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is the game number 2 between the team of Mustang Aeros versus the team of Sage Veritas. Mustang Aeros right now with a 1-0 lead. Can Sage Veritas extend this one into game number 3? Or Mustang Aeros would probably end it into a game number 2 win?
Yes, and while the players are busy poking each other, let's introduce the two teams. Of course, on the blue side, we have Mustang Esports going for, may nangyari, going for Hayakuya rather, using the 1-1, Raven as the Ling, Kurumi as the Esmeralda, Rekimaru as the Garak, and of course, Rigel takes on a Cecilion. Sa kabila naman.
And for the side of Sage Veritas, we have Savior with a Sklod. First with the Dirot, Hero with the Lunox, Shinroar with the debut match of Barats, and syempre, si Yong ngayon, ang Oh My Venus inspired with the Estes.
Both teams are giving each other space. Gusto nila mag-farm muna. They probably want to keep that 1 item, 2 item locked in first before they show their aggressions. Kasi iba-ibang type yung aggression na kayang ibigay ng teams natin ngayon. Of course, the priority is really, farming, getting as much resources in the early game so that in the event na may mangyayari, which is may nangyayari.
Nako, mukhang masesecure na nga muna yata ng Sage Veritas itong una nating turtle. But then, that flicker abysm strike na ginawa doon ng MST, nako, mukhang naagaw pa dito, but Templars of Blades has been casted. Raven ngayon running for his life, pero mukhang makakain siya. Dito na welcome ng ating Barats. But Kurumi still, ayun na, early ube for Sage right now, and nahihirapan sila na mag-sustain ng damage dito as the Shinroar is prioritizing on stealing this purple buff.
They know what they have to do. They want to shut down the Ling at the early stage of this matchup. They know na Ling is very buff dependent at the start of any matchup, diba? Alam naman natin na the energy, the mana that it takes, kulang pa to be able to sustain and stay long term in team fights like this. Now, what's happening is they want to counter it. And may nangyayari?
Nako, mukhang may counter initiation na gagawin dito, but Riven will still get that purple buff away from this Barats. And grabe yung retribution retribution skill dito ni Riven kasi kumbaga, kung pagalingan lang pumindot ng cellphone, mananalo talaga itong MST dito. But then again, still it all boils down into the execution. Napakakunat na agad ng Barats dito ni Shinror. And this would be a problem knowing na medyo maglalak ng damage in the early stages of the game, knowing na yung Sicilian natin is leaning towards that late game, and pinaka main damage dealer muna nila dito is si Hayakuya and the Sling. Speaking of that one, mukhang si Kurumi ngayon, ang gusto nilang puntiryahin at si Hero ang makakuha noong kill doon sa may bandang itaas. But Rikimaru spots the two members and he would probably defend this one. And kumbaga, yun na rin muna. Ayaw na lang i-extend yung lead na meron ang Sage Veritas.
The matchup, while that is happening, yes, and while they are trying to get, nice, threat 3. They're coming up.
Naman.
Yes, as I was trying to say, may nangyayari na naman, so saglit lang. Sino
saglit
bang
lang din muna. Saglit lang din muna ang gustong planuhin dito. But, nako, saktong-sakto. Buti na lang yung second skill dito ng isang Sicilian. Then again, Sage is the one who will secure our turtle. Dahil nakita nila or nalaman na rin nila na, nag-retribution na yung link natin dito. Hindi na magko-contest yan. So, Shinror leaning towards those objective takes. Pero, walang info. Yung mga members dito na Sage. Nag-iisa ngayon dito. Dalawa. Member nila, Enrique Maru. Set up play. Inipit, inuntog yung Guardian's Barrier. Gustong iamba, gustong ibitaw. Kuya, parang gusto na rin. Although, nakita nila si Shinror doon bandang Gedli. Nako, 3v3 situation. Would there be a casualty? Maybe not. Atras na lang din muna. And, yun, reset na muna tayo.
Yes, and you have to consider that in that clash, medyo na-delay pa nga sila because they had to commit so many members for the bot lane when wala naman silang makuha. But with that being said, the gold lead is still leaning on the side of Sage, wherein the score count is 0-3. They're poking each other in the mid lane. Titignan natin kung may mangyayari ba. And indeed, may conceal na binigay. And yes, Gio.
Ito yung ginagawa mostly ng Sage Veritas. They are farming those purple buff, and speaking of that one, doon sa may bandang itaas naman, may casualty na mangyayari as Virot will kill Kurumi on that end. And wala na naman purple buff ang isang lane. Mahihirapan na naman siya sa pag-farm. And nacho-choke din mismo si Hayakuya on, kumbaga on his farming kasi mabilis mag-rotate itong mga miyembro ng Sage Veritas. And kung kanina nakakapag-shine si Hayakuya, ngayon napapabagal yung power spike niya.
Exactly. And Sage is looking up to take us on. May nangyayari sa mid lane.
Nako, tamang wild charge na lang din yung gagawin dito ng isang Drak. But
yes,
look at the healing na meron si Yong. Talagang parang wala man damage na nagawa doon yung mga members ng MST. But then again, Verse, that was or maybe a order of chaos na lang din doon sa ating mid lane. And now, Sage is maximizing their lead. They want to push this mid lane. Although si Yong naiwan doon sa may bandang Gedli. Pero si Hero naman din doon, nasa likod. And that order of brilliance na lang din yung ginamit niya in order to safely back away. And Sage still on the lead. Talagang, kumbaga, psychohan lang yung ginagawa nila. Kasi, tignan mo kung gaano katapang si Shinror to invade those jungle crypts na meron ang MST.
Alam na ni Shinror na makunat na siya. And at this juncture, alam na din ni Riven na they're starting to get in trouble. So, tamang trabaho lang. He ignores them all and starts farming around away. So, he's actually starting to mirror the positioning of Sage. So, if Sage is in the bot lane, si Riven starts going to the top. Pero, Riven there, too malalim and might get in trouble.
Nako, medyo malalim dito si Riven, but Finch poise away na lang din siya. Mukhang akyat bahay mode muna si Riven dito dahil wala siyang purple buff. But Hero ispatan etong si Riven. Alam niya na meron pang Tempest of Blades pero mag-backaway na lang din muna siya as Kurumi. Medyo may pwesto na nangyayari dito para sa MST. Maganda yung ginagawa nung Ling is sort of kumbaga split
play.
pushing. Diversion play with a split push. Ito yung term nila dito is pugak. Kumbaga, pumupugak lang din itong Ling natin. Kasi kailangan niya rin ng mga items. Item dependent din ang isang Ling. Hindi lang siya basta-basta buff dependent. So, doon natin mapapansin kung gaano kahirap gamitin ito. But ito nas welcome connecting sa ating Esmeralda. Kinain ngayon pero nanginig ang ating mapa. And with that one, or na lang din. Pero ayun, yung healing galing na meron itong ating Estes. The blessing of the moonlight. Pero hindi pa tapos yun dahil yung Tempest of na lang din. And si Hero ang makakuha ng kill. BMI out na lang din itong ating Claude and Savior with those 2 assists. But Hero, he is the hero.
Secure on their end. It's a 0-7 score at this 9-minute 30-second matchup, Gio. 6,000 ang gold lead ng Sage and they're really looking to take us to game 3.
Grabe, sulit na sulit. Pwedeng-pwede mag-game 3 dito. 9 games for this day. Uy, that is, kumbaga, a good achievement na rin. And record actually, dito sa broadcast match natin dahil lahat ng mga games natin is probably mabobroadcast. And tingin ko, kung mag-game number 3 ito, aabot pa tayo ng alas 6. So, ayun, syempre, habang nagmumarcha lang din yung Lord natin dito, pwede na muna kayong kumuha ng mga snacks nyo para bago magsimula ang clash natin, ready na kayo.
Busog na ba kayo, viewers? MST and Sage are positioning themselves in the mid lane. This mid lane turret of MST is in trouble and they're looking to seal the deal in the bot lane.
Okay, on the bot lane, mukhang may mangyayari. Nako, na-flicker or na bait out yung ultimate dito ng Dirot. But then again, mukhang nalipad pa with the Order of Brilliance. But the blazing duet. Nako, kita mo si Hero, pre, pinasok niya hanggang doon sa may bandang Gedit. Triple kill for him. Pero may bawi naman na gagawin ng MC dito. Double kill for Rigel. But with that one, Detonas welcome. Kinain dito ang ating Ling at mukhang hindi na siya makakatakot. Nako, nginuya ang malaking barats natin dito. And or I mean super close. Hindi naman sila nabugbog actually. Super close kanina ng laro. Ngayon, they are looking to set this into a game number 3.
Yup, and you've got to commend Rigel there because if it wasn't for the existence of this Sicilian, mahirap na i-defend yun. But of course, with the bats that the Sicilians can bring in its ultimate, syempre, kaya nilang i-defend ron. And at this point, what they need the most is really to create space, you know, just to get farming going on, just to get the items they need to actually enable the playstyle that they want to use when they decided to pick this lineup. Kasi ngayon, syempre, nahihirapan sila na i-execute yung kanilang gusto.
Indeed, nahihirapan na mag-execute dito ang Mustang Aeros. They have this Ling, very surprising, medyo hindi nag-workout yung draft nila kanina to. But again, ito yung kumbaga, Kyrie inspired. If kilala mo si Kyrie from Onyx.Ph. Ito yung banana split strategy. Kumbaga split push lang, split push. Alam naman natin yung isang Ling, mabilis yan doon sa ating pagpupush ng mga towers. But then, kung ganun lang din ang gagawin mo at hindi ka contest doon sa mga team fights, medyo delikado kasi Sage Esports or Sage Veritas is now looking to extend their lead dahil nakuha na rin nila yung ating pangalawang Lord.
That's an enhanced Lord on the side of Sage Veritas. And that's really going to become a problem while there's a clash happening right now, Gio.
Ako, may clash na mangyayari. Tempest of Blades has been casted. Rigel gets the kill. Si Riven, nagdila yung bawi. MS po. Natin inasahan ito. And Verse running for his life. The crossbow of Tang is not available. But then, that flicker will be used by this Verse. By this Derot.
Nice. Secure there on that diba? There's
Nako, si Verse ngayon medyo naipit. Tempest of Blades has been casted. 4 na sulok, 4 na swords. Ngayon, ang pinulot niya in order to kill this Derot. And my oh my, look how the tides have turned. Pansin natin kanina tahimik lang ang Mustang Aeros pero ngayon talagang sumisigaw na yung mga kabayo natin dito at nagwawala na. At mamaya pagdating ng ating pangatlong Lord, this is probably a very interesting clash na pwede mangyari.
The map is still on the side of Sage. They have more turrets to protect their base, but nakakalabas na ang ating Mustang Aeros, and that's one thing that we hope they could do earlier so that to come back from this. That's one of their win potentials if they find it, and that's really happening right now because you can see them trying to position themselves, and you can see Sage trying to position themselves as well for the upcoming inevitable. They know they have to get this.
Nako, delikado ngayon ang Sage dito. Yes, they have the lead, but the map control is in favor of Mustang Aeros. They kept on to that phase. Hindi sila nag-engage on the team fights. Just those split push na ginagawa nila and kumbaga pagiging passive lang nila sa mga team fights, and ayun. It worked for them basically, no, and right now Mustang Aeros will still set up this one. Medyo ambahan lang din yung binibigay nila, nagpapalitan ng mga skills na ipit doon with the Guardian's Barrier. Itong si Shinro, pero kasya pa pala siya.
Yes,
Kasya,
and
akala ko hindi na makakalabas doon.
and now both teams are just trying to get their complete set of buffs, trying to get as much gold they can. Na alam natin na to some extent, sinisimula na nila. And alam natin na to some extent, the gold lead doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, indeed, the gold lead doesn't matter. But this Lord matters a lot. Pwedeng manakaw, pero si Shinro pa rin na makakasecure that wild charge just to negate the initiation coming in from the members of Sage. Blazing Duet will be casted. Rigel will back away na lang din since kamuntikan na rin siya mapatay doon. Pero yung kill na gagawin dito ni Verse would be effective enough and he will still escape that nangyari doon. And grabe, hindi ko na alam kung ano sasabihin ko dito, pero si nakuha ng kill. And Sage Esports or Sage Veritas, here comes the Eagle soaring high and baliktad Mau, but Yong still slay this one. Iisa na lang or dalawa na lang ang natitira. 1v4 situation. Nako, nakat na lang din pero hindi na sapat yan para madepensahan ang pagragasa ng mga Agil. Kaya game number 2 ay mapupunta sa kanila.
You
Grabe.
have to give that early lead advantage. Ang nakapag-stock ang ating Barrett and was able to get that lead and continuously make it a leverage for his team to be able to move around effectively in their matchup. Medyo na-quarantine yung members ng ating Mustang Aeros doon. You saw that it was only the Ling na nakakalabas, and syempre, the Ling can only do so much split pushing on his own. You have to consider there na medyo nakita na natin, we know why those drafts were they were. We know that they could work. And to consider that, nakita naman natin towards the end na muntik nang makapagbalik ang Mustang Aeros, but Sage wanted it better. Gutom ang Sage for a Game 3. Tayo ay pupunta sa Game 3, Gio.
Tayo ay pupunta sa game number 3. And this has been a long team fight, a long game and a long schedule actually. All of our teams or all of our matches right now went on to the game number 3 and talagang wala I'm out of words kasi ibig sabihin lang nito, hindi naman sa sobrang tagal na magiging broadcast time natin. This means na sobrang highly skilled ngayon yung mga players natin for alliance games, and at the same time wala nang lahat ganado, lahat malakas, lahat praktisado, at lahat ay gustong manalo. This is the spirit of our tournament. Yung fighting spirit nga na nandito, na present pa rin. But still, we need to have a decider match. This is the game number 3. Isa lang ang mag-a-advance. And this is the last game of our series for this broadcast date.
All three teams of this matchup actually is teaching us that MLBB, Mobile Legends, collegiate esports is not just play. They're all G to prove themselves. They're all Gs to make opportunities, scholarships, and possibly prove themselves in front of these 170 plus viewers that we have right now. Alam mo, this is the edge kasi of collegiate players. It's something not a lot of people realize, but it's something people who scout, it's something people from the professional scene should recognize. It's the fact that, you know, collegiate players, they're by average younger. Eh. And of course, when you're younger, you have better reaction time. And of course, you have those plays that can really enable your team, diba? So with that being said, we are in the last ban of the day. It's going to enable one team to join the upper bracket, whereas one team, of course, to learn more so that they can do well in the lower bracket.
Man, this is very talagang sa dalawang teams natin, super commendable. Kung kanina napakaganda ng natuklasan natin laro ng Cyberknights versus the Balanghai Esports. Ngayon, etong dalawang teams naman ang gagawa ng kumbaga ng rivalry nila. Parehas na taga Visayas, pero syempre isang Ilonggo lang ang mananaig dito. And tama di ba mga
they are.
Yun, they are. Ayan, proud to be Ilonggo syempre. So hindi ako Ilonggo pero syempre masaya ako para sa mga sa mga players natin ngayon, and hindi ko matatawar. Hindi, baliktad. Kumbaga hindi ko ma-ide-deny na yung fighting spirit ng dalawang teams na to is sobrang taas, sobrang desidido manalo, and I think kailangan na lang talaga ng period sa sa laban nila dito. And looking at the bans right now, very usual. Kung kanina nirespeto nila yung Pakito ni Riven, ngayon nirespeto naman ng Mustang Aeros yung or nirespeto naman na Sage Veritas yung 1-1 ni Hayakuya.
And now that's a Pakito lock for Sage Veritas, whereas Mustang Esports wants to bring back what enabled them in game 1. Of course, it's that Franco. Nakita natin kanina is really it's a hero na kasi na in the right hands. It's a playmaker. It's amazing. And of course, it's the same game 1 hero then, which is the Aeros. Sage naman, they prioritize the hero that enabled them for game 2, which are Estes and Claude. Now, we're going to see for the side of Mustang Aeros, probably the debut, if I'm not wrong, if hindi na papalitan to, of the Julian Core.
Yeah, indeed. The Julian Core would be capitalized on this one. Dahil na-open siya, pipiliin na ng Mustang Aeros ito. And Riven, again, he is a spectacular jungler. He is, kumbaga sanay siya doon sa mga assassin type ng jungler dito. And again, Julian is sort of assassin na rin kasi he could go in and out, deal a massive damage in a short span of time. So, Mustang Aeros, still, okay pa din naman yung draft nila, but there is something na pwedeng pang-kontra sa isang Estes pick. I know that, basta may pang-kontra dito eh. Siyempre, aantayin natin kung pipiliin nila. Pero, yun. I think Sage Veritas looking confident on their draft with the Melissa ban, and for Mustang Aeros, they have this 1-1, or I mean this Esmeralda ban.
And with that being said, they lock in an Eve for their support, whereas Sage locks in a jungler Akai. They're looking for a mage, and they actually lock in isa sa pinaka nakakaabot kay Eve, Kagura. Whereas Mustang Esports is now currently trying to look for a gold laner. Napili na yung ating Claude. Melissa has been banned. There's a few gold laners that work in this meta, but Bruno is actually open. And so is Clint, maybe Popol and Koopa if they want a tanky. But they go for, wow, one of the heroes na perfect pang-counter sa isang. Yes.
Ang dami na naman nating mga debut matches pinapakita na hindi lang talaga meta yung pinakapipiliin ng mga miyembro natin dito. And ayun, Mustang Aeros will go for that carry pick, which is good na rin. If kung tutunawin yung mga members dito ng mga Sage Veritas, yung mga tanky especially, at mga ating Akai. But then again, Sage Veritas with the Blacklist-inspired lineup, andon yung Estes ni Ma'am Shu na si Oh My Venus. Tignan natin kung ano ang magiging resulta nito. Pero syempre bago yan, and this is the last series for this broadcast date sa MLBB. Meron pa tayong COD mamaya. So tuloy-tuloy po ito hanggang gabi. Grabe, di ba? Ayan, syempre, speaking of grabe, mukhang andito na rin. Again, Sage Veritas versus Mustang Aeros. Game number 3, very close fight. But who will prevail? Parehas na taga Visayas, parehas na naglalaban. Pero sino ang mas malakas? Welcome into the land of Dawn. And syempre, bago tayo magsimula, pakilala muna natin ang mga picks ng ating mga players as Verse will use this Paquito. Yung with the Estes, Saver with his signature Claude, Hero with the Kagura, and syempre si Shinro with his Sakai.
For the red side, of course, that's Mustang Aeros. We have Rigel as the Eve, Kurumi as the Dairoth, Riven as the Julian, Rekimaru as the Franco, and of course, Hayakuya is taking on the carry. Now, the perfect answer before this week to a tank-centric tank 4. Ay, may nangyari.
Oh, grabe. Ang sakit naman ng damage dito ng ating carry. Even in the early stages, but napa-flicker na lang din agad-agad. Heavy spin is available, but the stun coming in from Hero with that Saime umbrella open would be enough to kill or to get the first blood. Sage Veritas looking good into the early game.
Yes, indeed. And as I was saying, the most perfect counter to a tank-centric tank core would be, of course, the carry. And yung carry natin, nakita naman natin yung damage na kanyang nag-deal. And then, may nangyari, saglit.
Nako, buong doon sa may na ibaba. Pinaangat na lang din with the enhanced or with the enhanced chain na meron ang ating Julian. But again, Turtle is available. Who would probably get, the team who would get this one would, kumbaga, set an advantage na rin, knowing na there is a gold, kumbaga, global gold na ibibigay sa lahat ng mga miyembro ng makakuha nito. But Riven still on the move pa rin. Sinusukat, talagang sinatsyempohan kung ano ang magiging maganda doon. Pero ipit na manggagaling doon, heavy spin. That combos na rin na nanggagaling for Sage. But real world manipulation ngayon, kukuhanan nila, but cancel agad yung mangyayari doon. And first, right now, with the pokes, with the knockout strike, with the heavy left or heavy right punch, I don't know. With the second skill na lang din, he will slay down this Eve.
And they don't only slay down the Eve, Savior takes on the gold bar of the top lane turret. So, double lead ang halang nakuha ngayon. And that's approaching the 3-minute mark. 3-0 our score, which gives us an average of 1 kill per minute yung nakuha ng ating save and ng ating Sage, and that gives them the 2k gold lead. Now,
speaking of Sage, mukhang hindi na rin masisave yung mga miyembro dito na natitira. Pero Hayakuya, nako takbo hanggang may lupa. Doon si Rikimaru still has that hook pero hindi pa rin gagamitin. Pero ayun, yung damage na nanggagaling kay Riven. Riven is now chasing. He has the next combo pero atras na lang din muna dito. And pinatalon! Chain. Pero atras na rin muna dito. Rikimaru still on the move. Riven pa rin nandun. Pero real world manipulation na magkokonekta ni Rigel dito and hindi na makakatakas si Hero. He will not. That MST still on the move pa rin para bumawi pa dito sa ating game number 3. And Hayakuya still farming lang din. Yes, he died on that early stage. But then, looking at this one, he is freely kumbaga on the mid lane.
On the start of this matchup, I was going to say the momentum the side of Sage actually got from the game before applied, but now MST is telling us na you can't count us out just yet because we're going to show you why Hayakuya and this carry, why Uy, pero may nangyari
Uy.
sa bot lane.
Onto the bottom lane. That was a good flicker, but then, andun, yung yin yang overturn mo on turn around yung tides at sayang pa yung flicker doon ng ating derot. And they would focus on to the objective. But on the top side, they went for a trade. They pushed this outer turret doon sa ating top lane. And this could still probably be a good thing, no? But Sage right now, tingnan mo si Yong pa ang may magandang KDA.
Yes, exactly. And actually, if you look back on that clash, it was actually MST who got the better end because Sage who got the better end because they also got the turtle aside from it. Whereas, pero buti na lang naisipan ni Hyakuya na mag-secure ng top lane turret just to get back from that for his team. It's a 5-2 score. We're approaching the 5-minute, 30-second mark of this matchup. There is a 2K gold lead on the side of Sage, and both teams have one turret down. It's actually a shutdown. Estes gets picked off there, and 4 members of the Mustang Aeros is walking their way around the map.
Yeah, indeed. Parang Pasko na. Rocking rocking around the Christmas tree. Ay, walking pala yun, nakala ko. Kasi, yun. Magkatanog lang pala. Oo. Pero okay lang yan.
Sounds like.
Sounds like lang pala. Pero speaking of sounds like, mukhang gusto na rin na... ano ba yan?
It sounds like the
It
side
sounds
of Mustang
like.
Esports is trying their best to farm as much as they can, while the members of Sage is trying their best to make little skirmishes that are worth it.
Yeah,
Naghahanap sila ng mga isolated members ng Mustang Esports, and they're trying to make these pick-offs while Mustang Esports is trying to get gold. Flicker out there.
And those pick-offs na rin na ginagawa dito na Sage is super viable as, yun nga, yung flicker dito ng isang Eve is nakakancel nila, and this, kumbaga walang pantaas ngayon dito yung Eve natin, so pwedeng ipitin ni Shinror kapag napasukan niya with that heavy spin. But Sage, looking at this third turtle, mukhang wala magiging contest na naman dahil yung core player natin is nandun sa may bandang ibaba. 3-0 for tatlong turtles yung masesecure nila, at nagtinginan lang din.
Ayan.
Napansin si Rigel dito, but na-poke! And the damage nang galing dito kay Verse. Nako, isang Verse pa sabi dito ng mga miyembro ng Sage. Veritas, but nako, aatras na muna siya pa ang mabibigyan at mamamatay. And still, nako, may bahawi pa rin na ginagawa dito Mustang Aeros.
They know what it takes to be able to enable their lineup for this. Though medyo nasayang yung pag-patience and execute habang may nangyayari. And
ayun, the Blazing Duet has been connected, and that last bullet doon. Grabe, napaka-chamba. Napakaswerte naman ni Xavier doon. Umabot pa yung huling bullet. Kumbaga, yun yung literal na Ay, hindi. Isang
Born to survive.
Born to survive. Oo.
Yeah. With that being said, 2K lang ang gold lead ng ating Sage at this point in time. And of course, pantay sila sa kanilang map control. And we're considering here na magigising tayo gamit ang isang malaking clash na sineset up nila sa may bot lane, pero hindi natin alam kung mangyayari yun. Will they contest on that blue buff? Hindi pa daw. Magbaback sila.
Hindi pa muna. Mukhang mag-back na rin muna sila, pero yung hook will not connect. In the mid lane, Rigel is still defending this one. Ito kasi yung meaning, or hindi naman meaning, kumbaga explanation kung bakit hindi binibigay yung mid lane. Kasi, kumbaga, kapag nabasagan ka ng mid lane dyan, magkakaroon ng leeway just to provide that vision. Pero speaking of that one, bago mo na yun, isa-isang tumutumba ngayon ng MST. Hinahabol itong Siyong, pinatalon with that enhanced chain. Nako, that damage coming in from Hayakuya, na ipit yung dalawa, that Blazing Duet ang kasunod. Pero wala pa rin casualty na mangyayari, but Shinror gets this carry. And Riven right now, running for his life. Savior still, maaatakas pa siya, pero hindi. That enhanced chain again popping into his face. But Shenror, may bawi pa rin nagagawin dito. Napakakunat, napakasakit. Hindi kailangan maliitin ang damage nitong isang Akai. Pero ayun si Verse, with those second skill na ginawa niya, hindi lang nakakta, nakatakas pa si Rigel doon sa ating purple area.
And now you have to consider MST was starting to show. Uy!
Kumuntikan na.
Muntik na, muntik. Pero MST was starting to show signs of life there, pero na-convert na naman. And now, we're seeing Sage taking an objective approach in this, while MST is giving a hesitation.
Oo,
Contest ba?
hesitation.
O hindi?
Hesitation
Yes.
or hindi man din. Ang kailangan lang talaga nila dito is ma-utilize yung Iron Hook isang hindi pa rin pwede na magpaampante ang Sage Veritas. Lalong-lalo na, andun pa rin yung pick-off potential nila. Once kasi na nakapag-hook etong Franco, sunod-sunod na yung crowd control, the chain of CCs na pwedeng ibigay ng MST. They have that enhanced chain and the burst damage na pwede manggaling doon sa void spikes and mga skills dito ng isang give. And also that Abyssum Strike na manggagaling kay Kuromi. So, again, this is still an even ball game. This is still an even match. And,
Hero games.
Ayan, hero game. Hindi pala tayo basketball. Ayan, pero pinasa yung bola dito sa ating Gedli. Yung Lord natin, nag-marcha na rin. Still, wala pa rin mga enkwentro na mangyayari doon. Pero, naku, yung ipit na manggagaling kay Raven, makakatakas pa rin siya. But Hayakuya will slay this Claude na palalim yata siya doon sabay. At aatras na lang din muna yung mga Sage dito dahil napitasan na sila ng isa.
Perfect positioning showcased by Rigel there, was able to help his teammates defend effectively their bot lane inhibitor turret. Now there's a chase, Gio.
There is a chase coming in. Riven still with those combos. Shenro running for his life, but the damage na meron si Hayakuya ang magbigay ng katapusan sa buhay ni Shen. 5 members right now are starting to go into the base. Flicker has been used, but the hook will connect to Verse. Mamamatay siya doon. 5v2 situation. Can they defend this one? Maybe yes. Dahil wala na rin tayong mga minions. Pero andito na, yung next set of minions natin. It is Xavier and Yong who will defend this one. MST, nako, they are aggressive. Pero bakawin na lang din muna dahil si Rika Maru may ipit doon. Pero healing galing na lang din. Galing kay Yong para makaligtas siya on that team fight.
Mustang Esports showing signs of life. Alam nila, they have returned. They have risen from the dead. Hindi na nail yung coffin sa base nila. And now with that being said, they are now confidently taking the resources they were once deprived of sa map. Sabi nila, kanina, hindi man lang kami makalapit dito. Ngayon, kukunin namin to lahat. And this time, we're going to show you a 9-12, a 3 difference kill lead. We're going to show you our 1k gold lead. Nakaka-acquire lang namin. We're going to maximize it and we're going to get back from this.
This is the same situation na nakita natin ng game number 2. Again, lumamang kanina yung Sage, pero nakabawi ang MST. Pero doon sa huling clash na naeg pa rin yung Sage Veritas dito. Let us see kung sino ang kukuha ng ating pangalawang Lord. This is the Lord Dance, the Battle of Attrition. Ang mainip, talo, pero Rigel, poke lang din. Riven still on a good position. Mukhang mahirap siyang huliin dito. Shinror, looking for the opportunity. Kurumi, hiding on the bush. Gusto na lang din na umasa doon sa Iron Hook na isang Franco. Since yung chain of damages pwede rin manggaling dito. But Shinror, continuing this one. Rikimaru, casting his conceal. Pero he will safely back away. Battle of Attrition pa rin, hindi pa rin tapos. Isan lang din, Lord Dance lang din ang gusto nilang gawin. But Xavier has this 5 full stack of his Art of Thievery. Still, half HP for the Lord. Shinror, trying to poke the members out pero hindi nila nakita kung nasan si Verse. Verse on a good position but the heal na magagaling sa Estes will be enough. But this Lord and isa-isa na tumutumba. Rigel with a good position. Hayakuya with the kill. Pero atras na lang din sila dahil si Shinro na lang din ang gustong or pwedeng mag-soak up ng damage doon. And nabaliktad pa ang sitwasyon. Sage, Veritas right now defending their base. And 5 members for MST are now knocking on this one. Top natin, mukhang mapupush na rin. Yung 4 na miyembro mo alalakad na rin dito sa may bandang gitna. Gusto nang umamba ng mga miyembro nila. 4v5 situation. Here is Ricky Maru with the hook. Papalag nga ba? Tatama nga ba? Mukhang hindi na muna. Pero atras na rin muna sila.
Yes, exactly. And the Lord is marching on the mid lane. Habang inahayaan na lang nila muna. Great discipline being shown there by Mustang Esports. Gusto nila ipakita na, well, we know that we have the lead, but we're gonna be patient. Because, you know, good victories come when you're patient enough to actually wait for the right, conditions that actually require that victory. And while that's ongoing, gusto ko lang sagutin si Coach Ducky na nasa comment section.
Uy.
Sage Veritas po is University of San Agustin from Iloilo.
Ooh.
Whereas Mustang Aeros is STI West Negros.
Pero saglit mo, may hook na manggagaling dito. Heavy spin has been forced. Di pa rin tapos yung mga damages na pwedeng ibato ng Mustang Aeros. Pero still, ayun na yung real world manipulation pinatalon. Ang hangin pa rin. Pero na-hook pa rin itong ating Akai. Pero ayun na yung damage. That healing galing na meron ng Siyong. Doon pa rin yung damage. And again, isa-isa na tumutaba ng Riven. Nako, mukhang hindi na rin magiging enough yung damage niya. Pero, tignan mo naman. A right defense. Even 3. Pero na-hook pa dito si Verse. Nako, inisa-isa. And 2 ang tumumpa. And Rigel still on the run. Nako. 3v4. Naging 3v1 with that triple kill na ginawa dito ni
medyo napahamak ng onte ang ating Mustang Esports doon matapos mahook ni Franco pakalapit sa kanilang damage dealers, specifically on the carry there, and that's actually what caused another reverse situation here. Kaya ba itong i-defend ng isang Eve, specifically Rigel? Kaya ba ni Rigel i-defend from 3 members of Sage Veritas ang kanilang base? The answer would be yes.
Mukhang magbaback away na lang din yung mga natitirang miyembro nila. Nakita nila na meron pa tayong Lord objective dito. This is the level 3 Lord. This is very crucial. Tingnan mo yung gold lead natin or yung gold gap natin. Halos wala man. Dahil sa sobrang pantay at sa sobrang dikit ng mga laban natin, hindi na talaga nagkakalayo yung gold gap and item deficiency na meron ng 2 miyembro natin. Again,
these are high IQ plays. These are, alam mo yung patience na pinapakita, high level of patience na pinapakita ng both teams natin ngayon. And they're trying to munch on this Lord.
They're trying to munch on this Lord. Pero si Hero ngayon, mukhang delikado ang kanyang buhay. Pero atras na lang din as, again, look at the tides. Palitan lang, parang siso. Umaangat naman ngayon ang Sage Veritas, ang University of San Agustin. Will they capitalize this Lord? This is the level 3 Lord actually. But there is a good defense na pwedeng ibigay ang Mustang Aeros. They have this give na pwedeng magdumepensa. Hayakuya to easily shred down this Lord. And di na muna nila sasamahan ito dahil yung minion management yung gusto nilang punteriyahin. Sage Veritas. Will they capitalize this one? Yung Lord natin, naglalakad na dito sa may bandang mid lane si Shenror. Nagpakita doon sa may bandang gitna mo. May pinaplanong masama. Pero aatras, papasok with the headbutt mo ang wala. Pero yung heavy spin natin, kukonekta si Riven, makakatakas with that enhanced sword. And reset muna tayo at aabot muna yata ito sa pang-4 na Lord.
Yes, and with that being said, you are seeing amazing decision making from both teams there. Alam ng Sage na hindi na pwede rektahin at ipilit yung kanilang mid lane, and alam ng MST na kailangan nilang mag-work together in order to be able to safely defend themselves from that Lord. Now, with that being said, record-breaking na tayo, Gio. We are approaching the 19-minute mark of this matchup. I believe this is isa sa pinakamatagal, if not the pinakamatagal na matchup that we've seen today. 13-15 yung score. Both teams making a name for themselves. Agustin Golden Eagle Esports, and Mustang Esports. Be proud of your amazing teams.
The rivalry between these two Visayas teams. Guys, sa lahat ng mga viewers natin, hold or brace yourselves as Mustang Aeros ngayon planning to take on to something. Makikita nila itong si Verse doon sa may bandang itaas. Will he go away? Nako, mukhang may ipit siya pero andito na ang mga miyembro ng Sage Veritas. Mukhang hindi na sila aabot at hindi na nila hipag-ihigante yung namatay nilang kasama doon, which is si Verse. Pero ayun pa rin yung payong na ilalantad ng hero dito. Pero asa na lang hindi sila alam kung nasa ng pwesto ni Kirumi, but they spot them out. Nako, hero nangalahati yung buhay niya dito, but that flicker Abyssum Strike will connect. Pero ayun, yung ikot, yung heavy spin, medyo delikado yung buhay pa rin ng ating Derot dito, but will he back away? Maybe yes. Pero si Riven, nako, ayan na yung reload manipulation na binato para dito sa mga miyembro ng Sage Veritas, at mukhang aamban na lang, tatakbo na lang din dahil may Lord na tayo in almost 10 seconds of our game.
You gotta what Kurumi did for his team there. Umaatras yung team niya at inikutan niya sa likod ang ating Sage, which is actually, siya yung naging problema ng Sage. Kaya Sage almost got picked off there. But syempre, they survived. Pero that gives the space needed na mas makapwesto ang MST to get this fourth Lord, if I'm not wrong, of this game match up.
Indeed, this is the fourth Lord. Nako, ilang beses na natin nakita ito. Medyo mahirap ang magiging sitwasyon. But that bloody hunt will be casted dito kay Shinror. Delikado ang kanyang buhay. Duet dito kay Savior. Mukhang nauubos na at namamatay na yung mga membro nila. Yung immortality nagpop na. Pero si Shinror pa rin, gusto pa rin umamba. At mukhang atras na muna sila. Pero si Verse without knockout strike. Isa-isa yung mga membro nila. 4 na miyembro ngayon ang duguan. Pero doon naman sa magkabilang kampo, si Hayakuya pa rin ang gusto umamba, and he will get the kill. So, nako, isa-isa na pa rin tumutumbad si Riven ngayon na makakaisa. Hayakuya, nako, 3v2. Or 3 kills ang nakuha ng MST, while 2 kills naman ang nakuha ng Sage. And reset again dahil wala na naman yung or he ng magkabilang kampo.
Yes, indeed. Pero Hayakuya get a good decision there to just instead secure the purple buff of the side. Of the side of
ng
Sage.
laban.
Wow! May nakikita ako sa comment section. Sabi na, this is the rivalry.
Yeah,
Basta
indeed.
Sage versus MST daw. Matic Grand Finals.
Matic
Good luck
Grand
to both
Finals.
teams.
Matic Grand Finals nga ang usapan natin, but the flicker has been used dito sa ating Estes. Pero makakapagdepensa nga ba, real manipulation, inilapag na kaso yung hook na magagaling kay Rikimaru. Will finish this one, and MST will tower lock. Aabot ba yung mga minions nila? Mukhang aabot. Get the game number 3, and they will secure their spot in the upper bracket. Oh my goodness, Mustang Esports. Nilabas na ang kamandag ng kabayo nila. Ibang klase ang dalawang teams na to.
Ibang klase ang pinakita ng both teams na yun. Ang daming nangyayari. Perfect palagi yung lapagan ng skills, but it always all comes down kung sino yung unang napipick off. And for that ending clash, makikita natin sa likuran, of course, Mustang got the better pick off.
Hindi, di na nila kayang depensahan yun dahil yung natira na lang is yung Kagura and the Estes. The Estes doesn't have any damage, but the Kagura, gusto niya sanang idepensa ng kaso yung real-world manipulation, tamang-tama yung paglatag ng swimming pool doon. Kaya talagang pinaliguan na lang din sila ng damage, and Mustang Aeros secures the win. That ends our series. And ibang klase, both teams, very commendable performance. This is the rivalry of these two teams. Isa din to sa sasabihan ko, sana maging totoo. Ayan. Gusto kong makita yung dalawang teams na to sa ating group stages dahil sobrang ganda ng performance na pinakita nila. Yes, Sage Veritas will be going in the lower bracket, pero sigurado ako nagagapangin nila.
They are having the time of their lives. This is the perfect opportunity. We were just talking about it yesterday, how, of course, sa 70 plus teams, not everybody gets to shine. But these players, they took their screen time eh. They know this is an opportunity to prove na malakas sila. Malakas ako individually, malakas yung team ko. And with that being said, a lot of people are watching right now. I'm seeing some content creators in the comment section. Si Coach Docky andyan. Our casters are there and they're watching out for you to give your best. And syempre, sa amin din as casters, it's a pleasure to cast games like this.
Yan. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nanood dito sa ating game. And mukhang ikakat na din muna natin yan dahil nakatatlong series na din tayo ngayon. And next time naman or next Sunday, magkikita-kita ulit tayo para sa tatlong series ulit na ilalive natin, which is yung mga na mga matches dito sa ating planes. But then again, this has been the Alliance Games Split 2 2022 presented by Globe Prepaid and powered by LogitechG, and also brought to you by Valiant Esports. And this has been your casters. My name is Gio.
My name is Wowzy.
And we will see you next
Around.
time.